For effective methods to get girls to constantly think of you. Warning: these are powerful psychological tricks and should be used responsibly. Number 1. Avoid being predictable. Pay close attention because step 1 is the most important step of them all. You need to demonstrate balance to ensure that she is aware that she must continue to draw you and that she must continue to put forth effort in order to obtain you. For instance, if you are always texting her good morning or good night, then you should let her do it as well. Do not make yourself the only person doing this, since she must also demonstrate it in her own ways. Also, avoid responding to her text too quickly so she doesn't become too excited to see your name pop up on her phone too soon. Allow some time to pass before she meets you again so that the anticipation might build. When you first meet a girl, if you constantly message her and ask to hang out with her, it will give the impression that you don't have much of a life aside from looking for women. For this tip, you should definitely look towards the Tinder swindler to see how he attracts women. He always gives a sense of urgency when he messages girls. He waits to respond to messages, and when he does respond, it is something impactful or meaningful. Hey, I'll be leaving for Belgium this afternoon, and I have this morning to meet. Would you like to grab some coffee? Giving the girl a sense that you don't have time for her will give her signals that you are a high-value man, as you have a lot of responsibilities to tend to and you won't be able to give much time to her. Of course, this will change as the relationship develops and she will become more demanding. But this is the first clear sign that you have your priorities right and will be able to provide for her. Number 2. Maintain your mystique. Let her speculate about what you are up to. It is not necessary to update your social media accounts every single second with information on what you are doing, what you are eating, or what you are thinking. Reduce the number of posts you make if you are really active on social media. Another definition of mysterious is disappearing. You don't want to vanish for an excessively long period of time, but you do want to vanish for a sufficient amount of time for her to be curious about what you are doing. If she contacts you in the morning, say something along these lines when you talk to her that evening. Today has been so crazy busy for me. I'm hoping that you had a wonderful day as well. Because tomorrow is going to be such a long day, I think it's best if I get some rest tonight. I hope to hear from you soon, and until then, good night. The next morning, send her another text to reassure her that you are still thinking about her but that you also have a life of your own. This demonstrates to her that she is not yet your top priority, which, in the end, women find very attractive. It demonstrates to her that you have a feeling of stability in your life and that you are content with the way that you live it, which is something that she wants to see. Number 3. Repeat steps 1 and 2 several times. There are many people in the dating space who would advise you to go off the grid for a few days, but let's be honest, an attractive woman is not going to be turned on by this, since she might believe that it is dishonest. Instead, drop in and out whenever it's convenient for you. You are the one who is very busy. Maintain this for approximately 3 days. When you start to participate in normal conversation again, she is going to be thinking, what is he up to? When she hears you talking about something else, it is possible that she will have thoughts such as, what is he doing that he is so invested in that he is not giving me all of the time in his day? This distinguishes itself from the actions that a great number of other men are taking at the moment. Keep in mind that you should try to be less predictable in order to improve the attraction phase. This girl might even ask, when am I going to see you again? The majority of the time, you've got it exactly how you want it. Number 4. Make your plans after you've had a busy day. Allow me to elaborate on what I mean. You might want to check in every so often, but throughout these next 3 or 4 days, your focus on her will be divided. Do not constantly respond to her texts, and avoid making yourself too accessible to her. When you start talking to her again, Make sure the conversation revolves around her and what she has been doing since you last spoke with her. Tell her that you haven't had much time to yourself because work has been so hectic. You don't want to give a complete answer to the question of what you have been doing in order to maintain the air of mystery. When you've finished with this, make plans to hang out with her at some point. Why? The more time that goes by, the more excited she will be to see you again. The passage of time will make her eagerly anticipate a date with you in the near future. When it comes to the planning of a date, you could say something along these lines. Hey, I'm busy the next 2 days but have some time Friday night. Would you be interested in getting a drink at around 7 o'clock? Make sure that your writings are easy to understand and go right to the point. It is in no way in your best interest to become her text buddy. It is important that you understand the power of living a life driven by passion. A man who knows what he wants and is dedicated to achieving it exudes a certain allure that cannot be ignored. Make it a habit to take daily steps towards your objectives and never lose sight of your ambitions. A woman is drawn to a man who is secure in his own skin and comfortable in his own body. This is why it is essential that you focus on improving yourself and working through your own personal issues. The way you perceive yourself sets the standard for how others perceive you. If you see yourself as a strong and attractive man, then others will see you in the same light. Maintaining your dignity and pride in all circumstances is a key factor in emerging victorious in any situation, including the pursuit of a woman's affection. Remember, you must always put yourself first. Do not be discouraged if a woman does not reciprocate your feelings. Your self-worth is not defined by others. It is defined by you. Stand tall and walk away with your head held high, knowing that you are a true warrior who will not be defeated by rejection or adversity. Embrace your masculinity, live with purpose, and never settle for less than you deserve.